Have you ever wanted to make the most of your evenings? In this video, we will look at inexpensive ways to get the most out of an evening, no matter if it is an evening during the week or weekend. In this video, we will look at 5 areas: defining low budget and successful, time efficiency, board games and card games, free knowledge, rest and relaxation. Defining low budget and successful. Many people are not in a position to afford lavish evenings sinking lots of money into things. Often people work long hours, so most of the time they get is in the evening. By the time they have completed their needed routines, there can be limited time left. So let's assume a budget of between 30 to 60, either pounds or dollars. So when we are thinking about a successful evening, we want to either be rested to the extent we need, or had an evening that is enjoyable to have enough fun in our lives to make things worthwhile. It means doing the things we actually want to do and not being in a situation where we never get to them. Time efficiency. Different jobs and careers have different demands. Some jobs will require you to use more of your free time for the job because of the demands of the job. For instance, if you deal with international customers on different time zones, if you are devoted to your work and enjoy this, then fine. However, if you want more time of your own in the evening, then a career shift may give you more of the free time you want. The more demanding the job you do, generally the better pay you will be able to get, but the less free time you will have. Sometimes a more demanding job with higher pay can be excellent for a time to stack up a bunch of income. However, time is the most valuable resource, so it is possible to consider switching careers to gain more free time in the future. So the first thing to consider with time efficiency and getting the evening you want is how your career direction impacts that. The next thing we'll think about is evening routine. Think about all the elements of your routine. Can some be done in parallel? If you can iron whilst washing a set of clothes, ironing whilst having a meal, cooking in the oven, etc., then you can reduce the amount of time your needed routine takes. The other thing about needed routines is they can be fairly dull. So you can get more out of your time by adding in some entertainment you like. Maybe you watch videos whilst you fold clothes. Maybe you prefer listening to your favourite music as you prepare a meal for cooking. You will get more out of your evening by adding fun to the boring tasks. Another element we will talk about is prioritisation. Let's say, for example, you like doing drawings. You get in, you put on your favourite TV series, and by the time you got through 3 episodes during a weekday, then it is time for sleep. Whilst you really enjoy drawing, by the time you have completed your needed routine elements for the next day, you have no longer the time for the drawing. In such a scenario, we need to be willing to give something up or part of something up to do what we want to do. So in that example, let's say we spent an hour doing drawing, then we watch our TV series. We may only get 2 episodes in before sleep. However, we have done something of everything we have wanted to do in the evening. Therefore, we have had a more successful evening than loads of things we want to do that we never get to. Board games and card games. Whilst not everyone likes board games and card games, for the people that do, this is an excellent way to spend time with friends. Between going through social media and long work schedules, people can be on their own a lot. The great thing about board games and card games is they can provide an opportunity for people to spend time face to face. Whilst this would probably be better as a weekend activity, the initial cost of a pack of cards or board game is far less than many alternative ideas for evenings. The other thing to consider is they create a far more comfortable environment for socialising, so long as you select the right group of friends that you'll not have large arguments over being super competitive. Another good element about board games and card games is the lack of organisation required, since there is a predefined set of rules. By the time you have done some evenings with friends, people get up and running with the rules so it becomes easy to play the games. The lightness on the organisation can be contrasted to organising a dinner party, where you need to be aware of guests' likes and dislikes, timing for different things. A dinner party could be more expensive as well. Free knowledge. One of the great advantages of having access to the internet is the amount of knowledge that is out there. One of the ways people can really enjoy an evening is building their own knowledge base. Some people like to add knowledge for their own career. Even sites with paid courses can give free access to them. Everything from how to do something to free scientific journal articles and many other areas besides are available. You can enrich your life by learning something new that interests you. Rest and relaxation. If we are worn out all the time, not only will it impact work performance, but also how much we get out of our evenings. Whilst watching something entertaining can help us to not think about the high stress things in our life, we can build practices that can help us relax. A practice idea is to relax by sitting on the sofa, put on some relaxing instrumental music, and start having a sort through of your thoughts. The ones that are on your mind that are unhelpful, think through a helpful replacement to put in, then throw away what is unhelpful. By the time this is done, the mind is in a more helpful state. Another practice is using the imagination. Think of a place you find relaxing. So when I imagine a relaxing place, I see a small waterfall, hear its sounds. I see myself sitting on one chair, sitting next to a close friend on another chair at the side of the bank. I imagine us chatting about something fun as we see the flow of the river, as we observe the river and the waterfall from the edge of the bank. Another practice during exercise is to imagine, as you exercise, the stress being pushed out of you, being filled with peace instead. The interesting thing about this is bringing the mind-body alignment on the truth that exercise relieves stress. I have found myself it is more effective if I am believing in the benefit of an exercise than if I don't. A final idea for a practice to sort the stressful things in life is a 3-column approach. Write down a list in 3 categories: to solve now, to wait until work tomorrow, look at in the future. As your thoughts about different stress issues come to mind, list them into the 3 columns. Then fold over any columns that you are not solving now. This can be a helpful way to compartmentalize and not hold on to too many things at once. Get the solve now things sorted, e.g. if putting work clothes in the wardrobe was an item to do now, get it done, then you can leave the other parts of the list for when it is time to look at them. The achievement of the now things and organisation of the other things can be helpful for relieving the stress of overthinking about stuff you cannot currently solve. As I have worked on improving my own evenings, I have got more out of them, even when I haven't had an increase in time available. As you build successful evenings according to your standards, you will get more out of your time. Birds of a feather, we grow together.